We've got predictions to make. You know how it is. I'm going to give you the minute to talk about it. What's your prediction, sir, going into this matchup?
Rough. First tower kill, I think that's Xtreme with Lina. Team with the most Roche kills, probably Xtreme. Player with the highest magic or pure damage done to heroes, that can be a bit tough to call between Quap and Lina, but I'm going to say with Lina, so Paparazzi. First time of Barracks destruction is even weirder. We didn't even have racks falling last time. I would say 20 to 30. Oh,
XM, he's forced to just
Level
get the blink
one
up
blink.
level 1. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like, it's either you give away First Blood or you level up Blink. Thing is, now Vici Gaming, or at least XM, not going to have the greatest of times because he leveled up level 1 Blink. So Paparazzi, I mean, I suppose at least he can't die on the quad. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, it still gives Paparazzi a big edge in that lane. Like, he knows he's not going to be harassed at all. He can walk up, right-click, use the Dragon Slave more aggressively. And it's not too long until you hit your level 2, although, again, level values were slightly prolonged. So some early spikes can get caught off. I think you will have to be careful on XM. You cannot afford to give Paparazzi a very good lane, and at the least it looks like they'll be able to go for a 2-for-2 on bounties, no contestion out from VG. You wouldn't want to try anyway up against a level 1 hook Pudge, so they'll just cut their losses and kind of play it safe here.
We'll start off with that mid lane. I mean, we already saw XM leveling up that level 1 Blink, but he's going to be on the Quap, of course, against Paparazzi's Lina. I personally feel like with Paparazzi, his best hero, probably SF. Lina, definitely, in my opinion, I'd say top 3. I think Paparazzi is a fantastic Lina player.
Yeah, he should have a good time. Good blocks coming out from XM, though. Gives him a slightly better lane to play with, but he has level 1 Blink, so it's not going to be that amazing. And Paparazzi should still be all right to trade and harass. Overall, you are very happy in this Lina lane. You're not going to be under too much threat.
Oh, bot lane, Frisk gets caught out already. The Dispose level 1 was there from PYW, and well, you'd kind of expect the Dispose to not be leveled up and rather the Rebound, but I suppose with the Pudge matchup, they kind of catch him off guard, and yeah, it's pretty strong when you've got a Pudge to back you up with a hook.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised they lane swap as well. Like, they're running PYW down bot, they're not doing the Dazzle Pudge. Dazzle Marcy, I mean, Pudge Marcy can be really strong as we're seeing. Same thing goes for VG. They're not running Nyx plus Primal Beast. They are going with a pause 4 for Frisk on the Oracle. So you do have that combination of using that Fortune's End with the Onslaught if you want down line. Even just Trample with that does line up for BAB to really get some good damage off. That will take some levels. Once you got those levels up, you should be able to find some aggression here as well for VG.
It's actually very scary, though. Like, with PYW and low, once you hit level 2, this lane starts to feel very, very intimidating for Vici, I feel. Especially for Frisk. He's going to have to be very careful with his positioning because you've got so many disposing kind of skills available here, or rather just displacement kind of skills available from Xtreme. So how's that top lane going? We haven't really looked at that yet. You're going to have DY against Yang. You're going to have Erika there on that POS 1 Weaver. He'll be against Old 11, once again in the position 3 Batrider. What do you got to say about this lane, John?
This one's probably the more passive one. It is also interesting that this is a double bug lane, which we don't see too often, but I feel like that's worth pointing out. And so the most Australian lane on hand. Still, Old 11 shouldn't be able to dominate as much with the Sticky Napalm. You don't have hold for the Weaver. You do have a lot of slow. That would mean you'd probably want to jump Yang more than anyone else, and jumping Yang is a little bit trickier. Once he has the level in the Spike Carapace, he will have some way of defending himself, although his level gain isn't looking great. And you are at least getting farm on Erika, so that is some good news. And the Weaver does ramp up fast. You're looking at maybe a Falcon Blade and a Maelstrom timing, and you're pretty much set from there. Heck, usually just a Javelin rush into Maelstrom is good enough for the Weaver.
Yeah, plenty of damage once you get that Javelin up, as Yang going to miss a cheeky little Impale. Won't matter too much, he'll be alright with it. DY going to move back in as well as the Dazzle. Make sure to get that harassment out onto Erika. So you're going to be kind of hard to try and secure a kill in this top lane because you're going to have the stick charges. So you've really only got Yang to try and focus on the Nyx because, well, unless Erika misuses that Sakuchi, chances are he's not going to die in this laning phase. Of course, the mid lane is also just favoring Paparazzi as expected here against XM, and there's a very nice rebound. PYW. That's a perfect rotation. He sees XM way too far forward, immediate TP into the rebound. There's just no reaction time for the quap.
PYW is just a beast, showing up early, dominating the lane even more for Paparazzi. Nearly twice the CS on Paparazzi, and with that death, I mean, it's hard for XM. He was already forced to go for that level 1 blink. He is at least at level parity, although not for too long up against Paparazzi, as he should hit 5 soon. And he's going to need his own rotations out, but the supports are so tied into their side lanes that they can't really get that done. And with an Oracle rotation, it doesn't feel like it's enough damage. You really want the Nyx around to help. They're just held in. Yang just cannot leave that lane because he has to cop all the hits to enable Eric to farm.
That's going to be a lot of damage on Yang. He's going to be able to survive. One more right click may have brought him low enough, but DY unable to find it. He won't mind though. Like the Nyx, a little bit annoying for him sitting on this kind of low HP trying to support Erica. Luckily Nyx Assassin naturally has a very high base regen. So he should be just fine to regen up eventually, but this lane's just not going to get any easier between the Bat and the Dazzle. Especially with that level 2 poison touch up. Meanwhile, mid lane, XM trying to force Paparazzi back. He could try for the blink screen forward, but there is your TP rotation. Hoping for XM to make that aggressive jump in. PYW, he's in again. Light Striker is going to land. XM this time around is going to be able to blink though. He's alright. The raindrops will save the day.
Yeah, and you were pretty low on mana for Paparazzi. I don't think he had enough for the back-to-back Light Strike Array into the Dragon Slave. So just a little bit on edge. XM's going to be pretty happy, but Paparazzi's still in the lead. You really don't mind too much. Rune control is going to be important, though. And that's where it might be a little bit better for VG, as Frisk is making his way forward now. Might help to control that bot rune area for the power rune.
Frisk scanned out. That's a perfect scan. Vici, I mean, rather extreme. They are really just outplaying Vici in these little moments. It's Frisk doesn't realize he has been noticed. Meanwhile, top lane, Yang. He chased down here by Old 11, but they aren't going to dive too deep. They're just more than happy making sure Eric and Yang do not feel comfortable in the top lane. There's really no need to secure the kill, because the Weaver's going to need quite a bit of time to farm anyway. In comparison against the Pudge Lina, you don't need quite as much. So just slowing Erica down just a little bit is always going to be nice, and for Old 11, he's going to have a pretty quick blink timing on this Bat Rider. Like, I appreciate the fact that these offlane Bats, they don't waste their time going for Boots of Travel. They just pick up the Tranquils, right into the Blink, and you can just get aggressive. There's just no need to get greedy as mid lane. XM's going to drop. Paparazzi able to get another. PYW, in case you didn't see, was the one to set up on the Marcy once again. He's just doing a fantastic job.
They've got the burst damage, they've got the control out from Xtreme. A straight 3-0 start already, feeling good from laning phase. Getting aggressive top, though.
They're going to try, but the Firefly's still going. Old 11, he will drop eventually. Nice little pick up there for Vici. They needed something to go their way. Problem is the mid-tier 1 tower's gone.
Jeez.
That's very problematic for Vici. That's a horrendous start for them.
I mean, 7 minutes, tier 1 gone. Map opens up a lot more. You aren't quite in a position to really invade on Xtreme Gaming's side, but you are pretty much shrinking the room for the Quap to farm. She hasn't even gotten any rotations out. XM has just been stuck in that mid lane, hoping for rotations from his own supports, and it just hasn't lined up all too much just yet. Inside of Xtreme, I mean, they're off to a great start. Everything's lining up. They've gotten a great lane out for low. We haven't seen the aggression come out from BAB this time around in comparison to how PYW was using his Primal Beast in the earlier games. He's just sitting back and farming. They are getting aggressive top. I think that's where most of the resources from VG have been invested. As you pointed out, they are just building up for Erica. And he does divert his item build. He does go for power treads, just not rushing Naked Javelin. So that is throwing off some early power spikes the Weaver does have, but does make it easier for him to just focus on that farm.
Oh, mid lane, they've got to be careful. Yang, he's going to show up trying for the double damage. It does get taken. Paparazzi, he'll take it. Yang, at the very least, make sure XM doesn't die. So XM, had he gone for it, he would have definitely been dead. You had the Dismember up on the punch. At least it's only Yang on the Nyx that will drop. Meanwhile, top lane, speaking of dropping, they might find a Bat Rider as Old 11. Getting caught out once again. This will be a favorable trade for Vici Gaming this time around. And you need a bit more of that, I think.
Yeah, you just got to drag the bodies up. Got hit by killing off one of these cores.
Look at them! Look at them dive him! XM! He's barely gonna survive. PYW maybe this time going a bit too far. Will drop. Erica with the rotation able to pick him up. My god, they're diving tier 2 towers prior to the 10-minute mark onto the mid-quap, and they almost got him.
Yeah, they're confident on Xtreme. That does cost them. It's a pretty nice kill to take on PYW, but that does drag like 3 more heroes towards mid. So you are opening up the side lanes, you're allowing this farm to come out. The big timing to watch out for is Lowe's Ags. Like if he is allowed to free farm and pudge, I mean the Ags timing's gonna be devastating. You do have some save on hand with Fate's Edict on Frisk, but even then, it just feels like Lowe is going to be able to find what he wants. He is a bit low on the flesh heaps, you know, been a very inactive pudge. So it's not the typical high tanky pudge would say 5 stacks as a carry, which is pretty big. Not quite there. So that is a good point for VG.
We go onto the Dazzle. DY gonna drop, and now once again with BAB. Primal Beast, that's a lot of damage, but not quite enough. In fact, now the turnaround, Fate's Edict is going to buy some time here for BAB, but the Dismember is out from Low, and there's nothing to cancel. Low, he'll just keep going. Frisk, he's not out of the woods yet either. See ya later. Low, he'll take that one. 6-4, 2k advantage here for Xtreme. Vici Gaming trying to really abuse this Primal Beast timing, but it's a bit too much when Vici Gaming are grouped up together. So Erica's got to be very careful. Top lane now Low. He might look for a hook. Erica, he'll TP out. He's out of vision. They will not find him, but it won't matter. They've got a top tier 1 tower to go for. And sadly for Vici Gaming, John, they are not finding any kind of tower trades while this is happening.
They're not able to play for the objectives. They might be able to find PYW at least as a kill.
They may. Pulverize is there. They will hold him down with the Root of the Oracle into the Impale, and it's something. PYW to drop now. Frisk, he'll be the one to take the kill on the Oracle.
Yeah, it's a nice kill. Doesn't quite compensate for the 2 towers lost. I think Vici's going to have to try to go for a bit of pressure on the mid. They do find a bot tier 1, so that's a little bit of something. BAB with the Invis is trying to stalk, but doesn't want to fully commit by himself. And you still have this looming Ags timing lined up for Low. He's building into it. He already has his early Hood of Defiance. He has protection of DY at the back with a Shallow Grave as well. Low's output is just going to skyrocket. And you have a lot of pressure here on Frisk to perform. His timings on the Edict usage, on the Fortune's End usage is probably key to what Vici will want to do in lieu of these engagements. And they are getting some space out for Erica. Has the early Falcon Blade up, along with the Power Treads and Wraith Band, so he does decent enough damage. He isn't going for the Maelstrom though. He's just going full defensive, trying the Lincolns, wants to be protected from the Dismember or the Lasso, or even the Dispose, but even because of that, it's going to take a while for him to farm that up.
Yeah. 3k advantage now. Oh, jump in again, XM. He's been caught out. Can they hold him down? Not quite. Rushfield with the onslaught. BAB, can he get something done? He'll go for the Pulverize, back into Old 11, but the Shallow Grave is there. Sonic Wave is not going to be enough. Now the Lasso, they've got the Weaver! What? Oh, Dismember's out as well, XM. He's not safe. He'll blink away. Frisk will save the day, but PYW, he's right on target. There is no running. Nobody dying on the side of Xtreme. The Dazzle saving the day. Vici Gaming, they are getting nothing for their trouble, John. In fact, Low, he's not done yet. No Dismember up, but they jump in. It's not going to be enough. Quick blink out from XM.
You can see just how much pressure Xtreme Gaming wants to run with this lineup, and that's an outstanding play from DY. Great timing in the Shallow Grave, had enough charges on the bad Juju to just get a good flash heal off, and they don't even sacrifice Old 11. Like, he has been comping all of these ganks out from VG. They managed to protect him. He gets the lasso use on the massive here. You can see why Erica wants that fast Lincolns. But again, without any farming items, this Lincoln's progress is just going to be pretty moderate at best. And that is a lot of time where Xtreme can just do what they want. Frisk was a bit too far for the saves, and again, all of these engagements rely on the Oracle to be at the right spot at the right time with the right spell use.
There we go again, BAB, top lane. He's going to be fine. There is going to be a jump in here. just fine to back his way out. Let's keep that farm going, rather. Xtreme Gaming. They're just happy right now. Another scan out. They're going to spot out Yang on this Nyx assassin, so Paparazzi's well aware that he was being stalked by the Nyx. Sentry ward there anyway, so now they'll spot him out. Yang's going to be very cautious. Xtreme Gaming. 4K in the lead in terms of net worth. Yang going to show up. Power Rune. It's not going to spawn top. It will be down bottom side. Nice little Arcane Rune pick up there for XM. That'll certainly help the cause of Vici Gaming. DP's into the mid lane, though. It does seem like a smoke rotation is set for Xtreme. Not committed. 4-man smoke up. They understand they're the much stronger team at the moment, that's for sure. Yang, he might be in a great position to break the smoke, though. Though he does narrowly avoid it, and oh no, not BAB. That's not the target you want to lose right now for Vici. They're going to try and go for low, but low, it's almost like he's baiting right now. The hook, it's not going to land, but they found the Oracle. Frisk is going to die. Yang, he'll try to run, but I don't think there's any running here.
Ooh.
Though a very nice impale out. It's just not going to make the difference. He will drop.
You have to appreciate that. Xtreme Gaming, they line up for that impale. They know it doesn't matter. They still find a kill. Still find a rundown they want. It's only the 2 supports they really kill off, though. So it's not the biggest loss in the world for Vici, but the moment you lose Frisk, you know you have no play. Like, you absolutely need that Oracle, as we've seen time and time again. And they get the right target jump. Like, just heads-up play from Old 11 to jump the Oracle first. And that does ensure that Vici has no follow-up. So Old 11...
Mid lane. PYW. Bottom lane. Old 11. He's still alright. A lot of action happening across the map. Old 11 still surviving as now. Frisk will go down mid lane. Erica, he's going to show up down bot. Old 11 still proving to be a little bit too tanky though as Yang is going to show up trying to onto DY, but they find nothing. They cannot dive the tier 2 bottom tower yet. And Vici Gaming, it seems to be a bit of a damage problem now. Like they just don't have the follow-up. Even as this Weaver, he didn't go for anything like a Javelin into a Maelstrom build-up. Johnny, he went for the Lincoln Sphere build.
Yeah, I mean, he does have to go defensive, but it is cutting their chances. You rely on XM for that burst. Okay.
In trouble. Light Strike Ray is going to land. Laguna out immediately, and they will get him. Another nice kill. Yang's still having a good time at least.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a span of about, you know, he's got the voice lines he wants to show off.
1 second, Jonathan. You can cast for a moment. My dog keeps barking. I'm just gonna ask her to stay a little bit more quiet if you don't mind. 1 moment.
No problem. Luna's a sweetheart as we get back into this game, of course. Still looking good for Xtreme Gaming. Vici having to catch up. 5k behind, but not completely unplayable. I think the massive issue is Low is gonna have his hags in 200 gold. This is a Pudge with 6 Flesh Heap stacks, not the highest in the world, but this timing into the axe is just going to be devastating. What Mike pointed out here for VG, the damage issues still remain. Does feel like XM's got to be able to land the perfect spell uses. The Sonic Wave has to be on point. They've got to be able to initiate properly with BAB, to use this connection properly.
Yang's in trouble. False Promise going to be there from Frisk to try and save the day. The Nyx, it will survive a little bit longer, but the chase is still going. Yang, I don't think he makes it out of this one, and he won't. Another kill to go the way of Low. There's just nothing Vici can do right now, it feels like. They just can't fight back.
No, they have to connect as a team. I think you have to play off the back of the burst on XM, but he's not quite ready. Low has the Ags up, and he's been running around with the unupgraded Rod. Now he's got even more damage, even more of radius to go on. It's going to be easier to run down. This is the Pudge's big power spike, and VG just don't feel ready for that. They will have the BKB for BAB soonish, but it doesn't feel soon enough. And if Xtreme wants to, they can keep clumping up to just take more objectives. They've already gotten the outpost up top. Easy lineup for the Roshan. VG have no vision in the area to contest. They get the scan.
And a double damage for Xtreme as well. Well, I mean, of course they do. Roshan's up, John. You've got to have a double damage. They won't need it. He'll just keep it bottled up as the smoke is going to be there, but this is not the timing they want. Roshan's going to be gone way too quick, and if they force the fight into the double damage, I would highly advise against it if I was Vici Gaming. Paparazzi, He'll move forward, but he's got the Aegis up, so he's happy to put his body on the line. Immediate smoke from Xtreme Gaming right behind him. You see how quick Vici Gaming just dissipate. Erica, even in that triangle, needs to just back his way out. He is not feeling safe right now. Xtreme, they're going to head down towards the south instead, back towards that bottom lane. XM, he's a big target. Sticky Napalm, going to reveal Old 11. So they will continue the chase. XM still in danger, but is going to get stunned by the spike. Carapace to XM. Running, 2 seconds away from the blink. Old 11. Oh, he's going to get the lasso in time. Still, they're going to try and save. It's not going to be enough. XM is gone. How unfortunate.
Yeah, they got a good read in the smoke, but they went for the D ward on the sentry, and that gave them vision. That told them, all right, that's where they are. We'll swing around from the triangle, find that kill onto XM. It's a big kill to find, as again, they're relying a lot on that Quap to pump out some damage in these fights. They do stall out long enough to get this Linken's up on Erica. There's some more defenses up. The Weaver's not going to be a sitting duck to, say, to dispose the lasso, to dismember. Going to be a little bit harder to pin down, especially as long as Frisk is behind already Oracle. It is still a tough game. Pushing onto the tier 1 bot. It's one more tower to go with no defense. Xtreme Gaming can just line up for tier 2, and they will. And it just doesn't feel like VG has a good defense angle. All they can do is farm while their objectives fall.
Well, there goes that tier 2 bottom tower just so quickly to Paparazzi's damage output. Aegis up for another 3 minutes. They are feeling very confident on the side of Xtreme. 8k ahead, nothing to stop them. You'll see the odds reflect that. The tier 3 tower now under siege. They will force the glyph, and that's going to be enough. No need to risk it. They won't be able to catch the Pudge either mid-TP. So Yang is going to go back into that dire triangle and try to find some straggler. He'll see DY and Paparazzi. If they can find either, it'd be a pretty big pick-off. Yang does pop the spike Carapace, thinking he was scouted, but he was not. That'll be enough. Everyone else back. So Vici Gaming just not finding a target they can actually go after, as Spike Carapace is there onto the Lina, but again, you really don't have the follow-up. You really can't afford to try and kill Paparazzi twice here. He's just not the target.
No. And they melt another tier 2. That's all outer towers gone for VG off the back of just one Aegis. The high ground's a very distinct possibility now for the side of VG, for the side of XG, and VG, and their defense just feels lacking.
Xtreme Gaming. Tier 3 tower, not going to last very long. Vici, they're the ones that have got to try and answer Xtreme Gaming here, as the mid-tier 3 tower will drop. Paparazzi sticking around in that Shadow Blade. I believe was spotted underneath the sentry, so Vici do stay on the high ground for a little bit longer. 9k advantage now. First tier 3 tower down. 21.5 minutes in, and once again, Xtreme Gaming, they know there's no rush. They understand that they're so far in the lead. They don't have to rush this. Just don't throw the game. That's what it's all about here.
Just play patiently. Understand that VG is still a strong team. They've still got some angles, especially if Frisk just finds an area at the back line to hold. They are grouped up, though. Looks like they could go for a bit of a smoke play. Try to find some more, and they will. Not spotted by any sort of ward. Have a good target down bot. Erica should be a bit careful here.
He's in the tree line. He might notice something is wrong. Problem is his TP is on cooldown for 20 seconds.
Oh, the scan.
Oh, the scan. Oh, they know he's there. Cooldown on the TP. About 12 seconds away. Can they see Erica? They're running right towards him. Paparazzi about to cut him off, Erica. Sakuchi, oh, they're going to know. They know. Dust is there. Old 11. He'll break the Lincolns with the lasso. Erica, still on the run.
Oh.
Keep going, sir. You can make it. I believe in Erica. Run, Erica, run. Oh, it's not going to be enough. PYW is right on target. At least he bought some space for the rest of his team. Problem is, John, he's the one that needs the space.
Yeah, he's the hero who's supposed to carry through. He's their scaling hero here, and that was just unfortunate. The scan, he dipped outside of the tree line just for a moment to get into the scan, and that just allowed Xtreme Gaming to hone in. The smoke still had some time in it, so the moment he was close by, smoke faded, instant dust, instant Lincolns pop out from low. They did stall out long enough that the Aegis is gone, So the high ground defense might feel a little bit better here for the side of VG without having to worry about that secondary life. But guess what? Another double damage rune is on Paparazzi. Again.
And of course, jump in, stun is there, Laguna, damage is blocked. Nice Fate Edict, it won't matter though, they'll go for the lasso on Frisk instead. I don't think Paparazzi actually cares that he wasted that spell, as nice hook in onto Yang. Does get Spy Carapace up, the punch still a very tanky target, it's a Sonic Wave gonna fly out low. He does get the Shallow Grape to make sure he does remain alive as Paparazzi with the double damage, and BKB keeps going. BAB does juke out the hook, but forces out his own BKB now as Xtreme. They will wait this one out and back off. But they will go right back in after the BKB wears out, I believe. Though never mind, tier 3 tower is gonna be enough. Xtreme not willing to risk it without their own BKB on Paparazzi. They hold the net worth lead, they still hold most of the map. They'll back off and wait for another day, maybe even just wait for the next Roshan.
They can afford to. No rush here for the side of Xtreme. BKB is just finished up by PYW as well, working onto the Basher. So they're going to hit that point where the Marcy is going to feel very balanced. VG, for their part, instantly smoke up. They know they can't just afford to sit in the high ground, wait for Xtreme Gaming to make your move. They've got to catch them off guard. And Xtreme has split up just a bit here. So it is ample opportunity for that.
We go Vici Gaming. Jump in, that Radiant Triangle. That's going to be where the fight happens. Rebound, PYW. He lands on two heroes into the Light Strike Array. Paparazzi goes right to work. BAB barely surviving for now as XM's trying desperately to find Paparazzi. The leader, somehow still alive, gets his BKB off. XM's gone. PYW, you can't give this guy Marcy. Stop giving this guy Marcy. GG's called. They've seen enough, John. That's enough.
Can't fault them on the side of VG. Xtreme Gaming just run a clinic in this game and just managed to get everything done. Unfortunately, that means there is no Rax destroyed again on predictions. I am reminded that there's never Rax. First game as well, VG just tap out before any Rax were really taken. Maybe a tier 3, but no Rax. Still, Xtreme, they play a spectacular game. I think in that last fight, something to point out, Low walks onto the ramp on the right side of the triangle, and he breaks the smoke of